day to all my grade 10 students. In our week 2 lesson, we are going to talk about pronoun antecedent. But before we discuss about pronoun antecedent, let us first recall the definition of a pronoun. A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun or of more than one noun. The word that a pronoun stands for is called the antecedent of the pronoun. An example is the students complained to the principal about the dress code. They said he had not consulted them about it. The noun students is the antecedent of the pronouns they and them. The noun principal is the antecedent of the pronoun he, and the compound noun dress code is the antecedent of the pronoun it. One cause of ambiguity in writing is the use of pronouns without clear antecedents. A pronoun has no definite meaning in itself. Its meaning is clear only when the reader knows which word the pronoun refers to. This word is called the antecedent of the pronoun. In the following sentences, let's identify the antecedents of the underlined pronouns. Number 1. Amy promised Brandon she would help him clean up the kitchen. The underlined pronouns are she and him. What are its antecedents? The antecedents are Amy for she and Brandon for him. Number 2. Handing Sheena the novel, the librarian told her this won the Pulitzer Prize. What do you think is the antecedent of the pronoun her? Correct. It's Sheena. And how about this? The antecedent of the pronoun this is the novel. To review, let's take a look at these arrows. Often, an unclear pronoun reference is due to a lack of agreement between a pronoun and its antecedent. I have set here unclear and clear statements. Let us take a look at the unclear statement. Eli is always thinking about computers. It seems to be his only interest. What do you think is the pronoun? The pronouns that we see in this sentence are it and his. However, we cannot identify who it is referring to. Is it referring to Eli or is it referring to the computers? Question. Why is the sentence unclear? And how do we make the sentence clear? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. All right. Are you ready to answer? The sentence is unclear because there's no particular antecedent for the pronoun it. And how do we make the sentence clear? Let's take a look at this clear statement. Eli is always thinking about computers. They seem to be his only interest. We are referring to the computers, so we use they. And here, they is not referring to Eli. They refers to the computers. Moving on, let's discuss about ambiguous reference. Avoid an ambiguous reference which occurs when a pronoun can refer to either of two antecedents. An ambiguous statement. The partnership between Jones and Potter ended when he drew the firm's money from the bank and flew to Brazil. Question. To whom does he refer? Jones or Potter? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer the question. Many of you would say he refers to Jones, or some of you would say he refers to Potter. For a clear statement, here is the answer. The partnership between Jones and Potter ended when Jones or Potter drew the firm's money from the bank and flew to Brazil. As you can see that we repeated the names Jones and Potter. In this case, we have to avoid an ambiguous reference. Therefore, the antecedents of Jones and Potter, we have to make it clear that the he can be for Jones and can be for Potter. But in order to make a much clearer statement, we can also repeat the antecedents if they are joined by two nouns so that the readers will be able to know who we are referring to. Now, let us discuss about weak reference. Let's read. Avoid a weak reference which occurs when a pronoun refers to an antecedent that has not been expressed. To correct a weak pronoun reference, either replace the pronoun with an appropriate noun or give the pronoun a clear antecedent. Here's an example of a sentence having a weak reference. We spent the day on a fishing boat, but we didn't catch a single one. Who are we referring to? And why is this sentence unclear? Question again. What have you noticed in this sentence? That's why it is regarded as having a weak reference. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer the question. Analyzing the sentence, we spent the day on a fishing boat, but we didn't catch a single one. We may refer to a group of people, but it may seem to be unclear because what are they catching? Here, as we can see in the dependent clause, but we didn't catch a single one. What is this single one? So, to make the statement clear, we'll have we spent the day on a fishing boat, but we didn't catch a single fish. Is this clear? How about the other one? We spent the day on a fishing boat trying to catch some fish, but we didn't catch a single one. Is this much clearer now? Yes. The readers will be able to understand what are they doing. So they spent the day on a fishing boat and they were trying to catch some fish. But they weren't able to catch even a single fish. Let's talk about indefinite reference. Let's read. In formal writing, avoid the indefinite use of the personal pronouns you, it, and they. Let's take a look at this example. In some countries, you don't dare express political views openly. Question. What have you noticed in this sentence that's why it is regarded as having an indefinite reference? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right. If we are to be the listeners, or if we are the listeners, we can say that the speaker uses the pronoun you to refer to a certain group of people or to a specific person. However, in formal writing, readers may get confused with what the author is trying to say. Is the pronoun you referring to groups of people or to a country? So the answer for this statement is in some countries, people don't dare express their political views. So what's the pronoun? Their. And what's the antecedent of the pronoun their? People. Let's check your understanding. I'll give you 10 seconds for each sentence, and you have to revise each sentence to correct faulty pronoun reference. For number one, on this cruise, they serve meals without charge. For number two, each summer in Cherokee, North Carolina, they present the historical drama Unto These Hills outdoors. Number three, we went to the card shop but didn't buy any. And for number four, Carla was declared the winner of the debate, which didn't surprise me. Pencils up. Now, let's check your answers. For number one, the answer is on this cruise, meals are served without charge. Did you get it correctly? For number two, each summer in Cherokee, North Carolina, the historical drama Unto These Hills is presented outdoors. Number three, we went to the card shop but didn't buy any cards. Number four, that Carla was declared the winner of the debate didn't surprise me. Did you get it all correctly? So do not forget that we have to make sure the readers will be able to identify who are we referring to when we use pronouns. It's time for you to answer the written activities on Genio LMS. Good luck, girls!